Hello everyone. I would like to thank you for accepting my advocacy speech invitation. My name is Michael Johnson. I'm a senior at Liberty University, and this speech is for my persuasion class. Bullying, the subject matter of my speech, was initiated by a news headline that showed a student being found not guilty of murder after he had killed his bully in self-defense. The student was constantly harassed at school and on the school bus. One day he departed his bus to stop early to avoid the continuing assault and battery. It was to no avail, as the bully followed him with continuing hostile actions. The poor boy eventually resorted to a weapon, which was a knife. He stabbed the bully numerous times, with 2 wounds being fatal. It reminded me of a modern-day hunter that falls prey to the game, a tragedy for all involved. Schools, besides being institutions of learning, have become a social battlefield where students struggle for position in the pecking order. This social combat has disastrous outcomes, not only to those involved, the bully and the bullied, but the shrapnel has an effect on bystanders as well. Today, the bullying doesn't end at the close of the school day. It follows the bullied home, cyberbullying, which is ongoing 24/7. I propose that adults get involved with bullying programs, whether they already exist or need to be created. Bullying is a hot button issue because of the physical and psychological problems that students incur, as seen in recent White House forums and national, state, and even local stories, such as students in Bedford County initiating bullying prevention tactics. Bullying is best understood as violent, aggressive behavior. It violates an individual physically, mentally, and emotionally. Bullying includes the following 3 elements. Number 1, aggressive intentional behavior. 2, aggressive repeated behavior. And 3, a power differential between the bully and the bullied. Cases of bullying have led to death. Cases of bullying have led to death of the bullied by suicide. This has become so prevalent that it actually has its own name: bullycide. Sometimes cases of bullying have escalated to homicide. No one needs to be reminded that the issue surrounding Columbine was such a case where students got fed up with bullying and brought guns to school with much collateral damage. 30% of students who were bullied have reported bringing weapons to school at some point. Bullying, like medications, has side effects. Bystanders are affected. Many instances of bullying are instigated from the sidelines. Bystanders become part of the mob. Bullies can be goaded into action. Enablers say nothing and don't intervene. For evil to persist, it only takes a few good people to do nothing. Students need to be taught intervention skills. Trauma can affect an observer as much as the person who's being bullied. One often wonders how bullying has survived for so long. One explanation is that it is harmless, our normal phase of childhood. This view is no longer acceptable when we consider how often it transitions into adult criminal behavior. Many of those incarcerated have a long history of bullying behavior. A bully is 5 times more likely to have a criminal record by adulthood. Also, we need to consider the Spider-Man effect, in which Peter Parker could have stopped a criminal, but he didn't. The criminal eventually murdered his uncle. Bullies will widen the scope of their targets to include others in the neighborhood in which they live. Research and study has shown that persistent, unchallenged ridicule has catastrophic consequences for the bullied. Those who are bullied by definition are not strong enough to fight back, but experience the same reactions while being unable to stop the attack. This leads to the development of an inferiority complex. Even when the bully is no longer present, the bullied, by internalization, devalues his or her self-worth. The humiliation of the bullied also leads to his or her marginalization by classmates who are bystanders. They may not be invited to parties or to join clubs. They become social outcasts. This stigma is often carried later in life. Bullying is something that everyone knows about and has experienced directly or vicariously. Everyone has anecdotes. Rather than being in decline, bullying continues to grow, especially with new digital technologies. After this recognition is clearly understood, we can develop strategies for the total community to employ. I want people to not be bystanders. I want people to not be bystanders to bullying. We need to make schools conducive learning environments. Today, it's estimated that there are 160,000 daily absences where students stay at home as a strategy for dealing with bullying. In closing, I would like to give credit to students who are involved in stopping bullying. Many of their campaigns are admirable and well conceived. I'm asking that adults get more involved, whether they are parents, teachers, administrators, or support staff. It is imperative for the safety and well-being of the schools and larger communities. Thank you.